I mean, just a regular 2x4 would have been fine, but here we are doing these beefy 2x6s. Tractor is down. That's a day at the abandoned shed lumber yard for you guys. What a mess. I can't even imagine having to do all of our boards like that. We've got all the tools and it's still too much work. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are preparing for a brand new project. You see, we got some lumber here behind me, but before we get into that, I just wanted to wish everyone a happy new year, and I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. For those of you who are new, my name is Danner, and I've been converting this abandoned shed into a tiny house. And I also don't normally vlog like this, but you know, I figured it was a new year and I might try something new. So in previous videos, I've mentioned that we are beginning a few new projects: our shop, a covering for our sawmill back there, and a solar kiln. It's going to be really important when we want to start drying lumber for the inside of the house. A lot of this stuff that we're doing outside we can get away with, but once we start moving to inside, we don't want bugs inside any of the wood, and we also need to dry it. So all the finishing stuff inside we're going to need a solar kiln for. And so this week we picked up some lumber. It's kind of crazy. I thought with the sawmill we'd be done shopping for lumber, but we had to pick up some pressure treated lumber and also some sheets of OSB and plywood. So we're going to be using this stuff for the foundation, all the pressure treated, and we also got OSB, things that we can't make. But for the main framing and for the rafters and everything else, we've decided we're going to be using green lumber. And we're going to be milling that ourselves today. It is very cold outside today for the south. It's about 25 degrees. And later this week, we have some predictions for snow. For those of you who are not from the south, if you just get an inch of snow, the whole city shuts down. We don't have the equipment to clear the roads of ice and salt the roads and all of that. So everything just kind of shuts down and you get stuck in one place. It's kind of fun. Makes me think of when I was a kid. If there is even a prediction for snow, we would get out of school. So it was the best thing ever. So we went ahead and got the burn barrel going. I should probably throw some more in there. It's great being at a sawmill. We always have these scrap offcut pieces to keep us warm. So there we go. My hands are so, oh, that's hot. So numb. I need to put on some gloves. It's just hard to hold this camera with the gloves on. So we still have one more log that's on our bunks from last time. Last time we put on those pro bunks and tested them out. We're going to be doing some more testing with those today. So we have a pretty huge selection here too. Dad's filling up the hydraulic fluid. Got the leak in our hydraulic, so something we need to fix at some point. But for right now, we just refill it every time. Check this out. You guys already know we're at the abandoned shed lumber yard. Dad's going to do the cold start. See how she starts up in the cold. I think we need to give our tractor a name, so definitely drop some name suggestions in the comments. It's just a thing you got to do if you have a YouTube channel. Name your equipment. Like nothing, right? Or reliable. If it wasn't for this tractor, we would not be able to be doing a lot of the things that we do here. These logs are so heavy and you gotta have something to move it around at some point. There's only so much you can do with a cant hook. Teleport! Can't believe that worked. We're thankful for this tractor, but of course eventually we want to get a skid steer or something bigger, because honestly this one can just barely do the job sometimes. So here's how we move them. We wrap a chain around it, a choker chain, and when you pull on it, it squeezes on there really tight. It's pretty easy to slide them around this way. Well, speaking of how much we're thankful for this, it doesn't have enough hydraulic fluid today, so we'll have to get some more. So what do we do now? That's a day at the abandoned shed lumber yard for you guys. Tractor is down. We got to go get some hydraulic fluid. We'll have to go get that tomorrow, but I think what we should do for today is just go ahead and mill the one that's already loaded on there. Maybe we'll try to find another way to pull this later. We'll see where we get. That's funny. Of course. When we're using the sawmill, we end up with a lot of these just extra posts that we don't really have a purpose for. And this one we left sitting here, it started to warp some. And so we think we're just gonna use this, slice it in half and turn it into some bunks. And that way when we're milling some of our lumber today, we'll just have a place to put it that's over here and close to where we're gonna be building. We're gonna put this up and turn it into some bunks. Oh. Part of me says this feels like a waste of a log, but also we have hundreds of pine logs over there, so this is nothing and we need it. So let's go ahead and do it. Start her up. A little cold start. Let's hope our luck is a little better today than it was with the tractor. Oh, oh, oh. Dad, gas cap. That seems important. It's got a little bit frozen. Oh, did it? Yeah. How does this smell to you right now? Does it still smell bad to you right now?
No, it smells like really fresh pine.
Okay. Yeah, something with this southern yellow pine. After we have it sitting in a pile for a while, it gets kind of stinky. It's not like the cedar. So just a few 4-foot sections on each one, and we'll give it a chop with a chainsaw and we'll be done, ready to go. I think Dad just wanted an excuse to use his chainsaw. He loves that thing. Well, once again, we've got another holdback. We're out of stickers. When I say stickers, I'm referring to the strips of wood that go in between each board. They're spacers so that you can air dry the boards. And we also have these other scrap pieces of board that we think will be some perfect stickers. So yeah, I mean, why not? We're not gonna use them for anything else right now. Making bunks and stickers, it's like we own a sawmill or something. Don't get too excited and start building a table out of it. That's just the reality of a sawmill. You gotta sacrifice some lumber every now and then to make some stickers and bunks.
Some old junky old poplar.
Yeah, what do you mean? That's not junky. That's usable lumber right there. These are stickers. These are ones we got from Home Depot and just cut. But you can see that each time you put down a board, you're using 4 of them. So you run out of them really quick. We'll also have our piles over there completely full of stickers.
Now that we're on, like we're milling a bunch of stuff for something, the stuff over there that we usually cut as drops, we can get stickers out of that kind of material.
Yeah, that too. I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking, we don't care about your stickers or your bunks or your sawmill or your solar kiln. We just want to see you finish the house already. I actually have gotten a lot of comments recently saying things like, you know, why are you doing all these buildings and not working on the house? But the truth is, other than siding and a couple little things, we're pretty much done with the house other than all this finishing material that we're going to be doing, which requires us to clear out the house so that we can actually move stuff in there and dry wood in our solar kiln. So that's why we're prioritizing our kiln so much right now, and our storage area, and of course the sawmill, because it does kind of suck milling in the cold like this, so that's a place we can heat. And also that'll let us mill if it's raining, or at night we can have some shop lights in there. Just some things that need to get done before we can move to the really fun stuff with the house build. But for right now, we are the abandoned shed sticker factory. Yeah, I mean, turn it all into stickers. This fire's looking like it's getting a little cold over here. Keep that thing going. Fresh southern yellow pine in the fire. So while we were doing that just now, I remembered that we also have all of those furring strips that we milled for our roof. A lot of them ended up getting kind of warpy at the time and didn't know if we should use them or not. So we ended up buying some furring strips, and we still have all these ones left over right here. Now, they are obviously super warped. We've been thinking about restacking them, but it's just been, it doesn't matter at all for using them as stickers, but we have been thinking about just restacking them in general, so that we can use them for other little things. But stickers might be a good idea for that. We took every single one of these and ran it through the planer. It was a lot of work. Probably took us all week, and it was just extremely hot, and we were dealing with all that. Doing that roof was a lot of work. I remember that much. Boing. Dad's getting those stickers milled right up. Feeling really good getting to be outside today and work on this stuff. I did take about a month off over the holidays, just spending time with family. So that's why I wasn't posting. Although I did post some cool things I was working on over on Patreon. And we've also been doing a lot of work getting this solar kiln design finalized. Thank you to Tony, by the way. He's been helping us behind the scenes. He's a builder, so he always double checks us on that kind of things. We think we have a really good plan for it now, and we can't wait to build it and show you. And today is it's the final steps where we can build it. And I think it'd be cool to just do it basically all in one video. We just do a whole full build of the solar kiln. Should be really nice and really change things around here once we have that. So it's gonna be great. So now we have our bunks, our place that we're gonna put our wood, and then our stickers. Got to cut those down, but we're gonna be stacking that in between the wood. We're gonna roll that log on the mill, cut it into some 2x6s. Roll it on the mill.
Roll it on the mill.
It's getting pretty close. Check out our forecast here for Friday. 6 to 7 inches of snow expected, which is just unheard of here. Last year, I don't even think they were expecting much snow, and then you guys know what happened. Dad got snowed in up here and got stuck, but we're gonna have snow all day on Friday. For you guys in the South, I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about here. It's a fun thing having snow when you're here. I'll check that out. Dad has been really wanting to build a rack for all these offcuts so that we can stack them all up in there and then go at them all at once with a chainsaw and turn them into firewood pieces, because that stuff piles up really fast. Check out this pine here. This is looking pretty good. Always got to do the satisfying scrape of the sawdust. This is one of those drywall scrapers, but it works so great for clearing off the sawdust. I love using this.
It's 25 degrees, but we're out here still. Southern yellow pine running through the mill. The fire's crackling, offcuts keep it fed. Building for the kiln with no roof overhead. Out in the cold, we're milling southern pine. Hands frozen stiff, but the work feels fine. Offcuts feed the fire, the flames climb high, turning logs to lumber as the saw blades fly. Winter storm's coming, snow's on its way, but we'll mill this timber through the frosty day. Each board we pull, it's a job well done. Southern Tennessee work until the setting sun. Out in the cold, we're milling southern pine. Hands frozen stiff, but the work feels fine. Offcuts feed the fire, the flames climb high, turning logs to lumber as the saw blades fly.
All right, so we have our first round of 2x6s here, and we're gonna continue doing some more today. We got the hydraulic fluid for our tractor, and so now that's ready to go. We also have this stack of lumber that we had been cutting in a previous video. We cut this to use somewhere in our 3 projects that we're doing. So right now they're about 10.5 inches by 2 inches, and we're gonna cut these down to 2x6 to use for our framing material. This morning it was 17 degrees outside, but luckily the sun is shining today, so it actually does not feel as cold as yesterday at all, even though it is about the same temperature. It's gonna be low 30s for the day. We got the burn barrel going again. It's pretty fun if you have it going the day before. You can pretty much just toss some stuff in there and it ignites. But I think before we get milling, I gotta go make some coffee. It is definitely warm inside the shed. We have a wood burning stove over there in the corner. That was one we installed. It's a Dutch West stove and it's awesome, but we have not gotten around to installing the chimney for it yet. We put on the metal roof and never cut the hole out for it. So for right now, something I don't really think I mentioned about the EG4 mini split, it's also a heat pump. Right now, this is the only thing that is heating the shed, and it's been holding up great. And to top it off, it's being powered by our EG4 18 kPV with the indoor batteries. That is this system right here that we installed recently, 2 14.3 kilowatt hour batteries. And we can see that all the power from the house right now is coming from the batteries. The coffee I'm about to make, the lights that are on, everything is being fed directly into our breaker panel. That's a really cool system. So once we get those panels, we'll be able to hook them up, and it can take in 21,000 watts of solar with just this one unit. We're thinking about adding a second one eventually. So maybe in the future we won't have to pay for utilities at all. But even with what we have right now, it's really not that expensive. We don't really, other than heating the shed right now, we're not running washing machines and dryers and anything super big other than the heating and cooling.
It's coffee time at the abandoned shed. The dusty carries through in full steam ahead. Powered by batteries, the day begins. Milling those 2x6s, let's dive in.
Now that is some authentic abandoned shed coffee. Makes me want to go mill some logs. Not really though. I really don't want to go outside. It's cold and I don't like the cold. Someone said the other day that I look like the kind of person that enjoys cold weather, and I do not. This is the first time I've ever done this, and there was ice underneath the bark, and it's also coming off really easy today. It's like nothing, it's just fall off the bone. Let's see if we can give her a little roll. I'll check that out. There's some tiny mushrooms growing on this one. Check out those little mushrooms. Look at those. Tiny mushrooms. They were having their own little life on this log, and I'm just out here ruining it. Seeing that mushroom reminded me, one of the things I got for Christmas this year from my dad was a mushroom plug spawn kit. He got me all these little plugs that you can get a log and drill a hole, and then you can grow your own mushrooms. So we have shiitake and oyster, chicken of the woods. I really like mushrooms, so that was a really fun gift. And so I'm excited to grow my own mushrooms now. So if you guys are interested in seeing stuff about a little mushroom farm, I think we'll do a little mushroom setup, let me know and I can put it in the videos. Oh. That did not go as planned. Whoa! Not doing that again. On this one, the bark is stuck on a lot more than the other one. This also seems drier underneath too. Got a big log loaded on the mill, and Dad's trimming off all the branches. Forgot to put on our helmets yesterday. I don't even know if I can do this with the beanie on. We're starting with slicing down the boards we already did. We have 7 of them. We're gonna clamp them all together and then cut them all at once. So for the solar kiln, we're gonna be using true 2x6s. So it'll be thicker than what you would get at the store, the dimensional lumber. And we are gonna be doing it with green lumber, so it is gonna shrink some. Rockwell sent us out some insulation back when we were doing the house stuff, and we have some put aside for doing the solar kiln. I want to make this thing really insulated. We're going to be doing insulation in the foundation, also in the walls, and we also have some more comfort board that we're going to wrap all the way around the outside of it too. So it's going to be a really insulated solar kiln.
Above 6 inches, so we got to come down one more. I just wanted to make sure everything was level and measure the distance on both ends.
All right, so that last cut brought us down to a 2x8, and so now we're doing one more cut and bringing it to a 2x6. That is pretty satisfying, cutting down 7 2x6s at once. More sawdust for the pile. This kiln's gonna be complete overkill, but I love it. I mean, just a regular 2x4 would have been fine, but here we are doing these beefy 2x6s.
Hoping it looks really good too.
Yeah.
When we're done.
Well, you won't see any of this, right?
Well, you will when we're building it.
Yeah. All right, we got all of our offcuts and we're turning them into some stickers now. There we go, started getting some of these 2x6s stickered up and stacked. The day just seems to be passing by so quick today. We have a little bit of light left. We're gonna try to at least roll one more log on the mill and just start cutting into it. But we also still have some cleanup to do before all this snow comes. So let's roll this last one on the mill. We'll slice into it and see what's inside. I got the advantage here. What a mess. That'll be my thumbnail. Our messiest log yet. Really is just a mess of a log. What do you think, Cecil?
I'll break it.
Huh?
It'll break it, take a picture of me.
I don't think so.
Didn't you and your dad use that cross-cut saw to saw some trees down?
Oh yeah. I remember doing that. Because even when I was a lot younger than I am now, the dang thing still hurts my back.
Huh?
Your dad would get upset because you weren't.
You know, pay attention now. You don't push when I pull. Let me pull.
I can't even imagine having to do all of our boards like that.
Can you imagine?
Like, it's enough work.
Imagine cutting a tree down with a saw like that?
Yeah, and you bend over.
Like
We've got all the tools and it's still too much work.
It was hard enough then, but that old chainsaw, you know, gas powered, that thing weighed enough.
That's so heavy, I picked it up. I think it'd be really cool to restore that chainsaw.
Can you imagine using that thing all day?
No.
Ooh, it would wear you out, but
Yeah.
you know, you didn't have to do no manual effort.
That is Cecil, he's our neighbor. He's lived here basically all of his life. Most of his life he's been walking all this land.
I knew long enough I can remember plowing a field with a plow and an old gray meat. With my dad, he didn't even get a tractor for long as we had to plow with a double shovel plow, you know, like a 2-acre field, acre and a half. And I can say I have done it with an old gray mule too.
Last time we installed these Pro bunks and the log we tested it with was a lot lighter and just perfectly round. So this one's a little bit bigger, not as round.
Oh, I didn't.
You're on top of this one.
Okay.
All right guys, so we are going to wrap up on this log. gonna put the camera down so we can go ahead and finish this up and clean up. Once again, I hope all of you have a great new year, a good 2025. We should have some great stuff in store for 2025 and I'm excited about it. I want to give a big thank you to all of you who have liked and subscribed. Also, thank you so much to everyone that backs us over on Patreon. We really appreciate your support and we'll see you guys next time.